Hello everyone and welcome back to Neptune's Tarot. My name is Monique and this is my second tarot channel here on YouTube. And I just wanted to thank you guys all so much for your continued love and support here on the channel. For those of you that are wanting to book a private reading, you can find my email down below in the description box where you can send me an email and I will provide you with more information on readings as well as other services that I do provide. So today's pick a card reading, we are looking into where are you spiritually and where are you headed. So I do have 3 crystals here for you guys today, but I am going to be adding in one of these cards from the Wild Unknown Alchemy Oracle deck. So let's get these cards out here. So yes, where are you spiritually and where are you headed? Okay, so let's see. Where are you spiritually and where are you headed? Okay, so pile 1, we have the Sun. Where are you spiritually and where are you headed? Wow. These are a little awkward to shuffle. Let's see, where are you spiritually and where are you headed? I'm going to do this one here. Okay, so pile 2, we have Virgin's Milk. And let's see for pile 3. Where are you spiritually and where are you headed? Okay, and then we have the Great Work for pile number 3. Okay, so I'm going to give you a closer look at the cards. So pile 1, you are the Sun, and that is with this little green crystal here, which I believe is malachite. I'm not sure though, it's one of my husband's. So that is for pile 1. Pile number 2, you are Virgin's Milk with this selenite for pile 2. And then pile number 3, we have the Great Work, and that is with this pink agate. Okay. So timestamps will be down below for you guys. If you do feel drawn to more than one pile for this reading, that is perfectly okay. Go with whatever your intuition is telling you today for this reading. Where are you spiritually and where are you headed? Let's get into it. Pile 1, pile 2, pile 3, timestamps will be down below. Hello pile 1, so those of you that resonated with the Sun card and the little green crystal here, this is going to be your reading today, and we're looking into where are you spiritually and where are you headed. So I am going to be using 2 different tarot decks for our reading today, and we're first going to look at where Spirit says where are you spiritually, and then we will look into where are you headed. Okay, so let's see, we're going to actually pull 3 cards from this deck and then 2 from this one for our first question, where are you spiritually? So where is pile number 1 spiritually? Okay, so we do have the 8 of Wands. Where is, let's see, that one just jumped right at me. We have the Sun. Where is pile number 1 spiritually? Okay, and then we have the Ace of Cups, which is already very, very beautiful energy. And I'm seeing that you guys have the Sun and the Sun, which is awesome. So we'll talk about how that is working for you. So where is pile number 1 spiritually? Where is pile number 1 spiritually? So we do have death. Okay. I love this energy. This is really beautiful. Where is pile number 1? Spiritually. Oh my goodness, you guys. Look at this. You have the sun, 2 different tarot decks, and then you have this energy. So that's like spirit letting you know this is serious. This is serious sun energy. Okay, so the first thing I want to say with the sun is masculine energy. Okay, this is an energy of vitality, abundance, prosperity, with the sun meanings alone, right? This is about feeling joy, feeling happiness, and with the aspect to it being masculine energy, this is an energy where we are putting a lot of our focus, discipline, planning, strategy. We're taking action. So it's very much you being and allowing that masculine energy to really work for you in a positive way. And I love this because you guys have the 8 of Wands here, which is about energy that's in motion, right? So this is literally spirit saying here where you're at spiritually is you're putting forth a lot of that masculine energy. Now, if you feel that you're not quite there yet and you don't quite feel like you're in that zone, we'll call it, we have the death card here, okay? And the death card is talking about transformation, change, endings to allow for new beginnings. And you have the Ace of Cups here as well. The Ace of Cups is about new opportunities, new beginnings, right? The Ace of Cups can be that you are someone in this, because we predominantly have masculine energy here with the sun cards, that you may be someone who right now or very soon, okay, like I said, some of you may feel like I'm not quite there yet, but this is spirit saying here there is this change or this transformation that is taking place within your masculine energy, which is coming through very, very strongly within this here. And so the Ace of Cups could be that you are someone who is being filled with creativity, intuition, and with the Ace of Cups, it is really literally a cup that is overflowing, right? So, and I'm seeing how there is also this beautiful lotus that's here as well. So I feel like for many of you, this is really kind of working towards uncovering that masculine energy, which for some of you may have been something that was suppressed, right? Where, and like I said, some of you, it could even be the process that you're in right now is uncovering, right, this masculine energy and allowing it to be something that sets you, I feel like, in motion with working towards things that you really feel very passionate about. And I noticed underneath we have Justice, and let's see what else. Justice, and then we also have the Ace of Wands. Okay, so we have 2 aces here, essentially 2 aces. The Ace of Wands is a spark of creativity, inspiration, passion, and again, another opportunity for a new beginning. And it's these aces here are ones that are being divinely guided to you. In that, with the Justice card here, it makes me feel like there is this beautiful balance that you're finding here, because I look at this Ace of Cups, you know, as I feel like I'm getting feminine energy from this that is kind of overflowing with creativity, with intuition. But a lot of that passion that's coming out here as well, because the sun energy is also Leo. And so I feel like with this, that you are someone who right now on your spiritual path, you're recognizing maybe how much creative energy, how many creative ideas there are, how much you are putting forth your own energy into the things that you truly want to accomplish, work for, to manifest, I feel like, within your life. So it really brings about a lot of happiness, joy, creativity, magic. The sun is also a symbol of like pure consciousness energy. So it's really about you coming through and really shining at this time. And so for many of you, maybe these creative ideas or things that you're inspired by are ones that are really helping to show a lot of who you are as a person. And I'm feeling that this is a very, very powerful transformative energy that's happening for you. There's also expansion, growth, excitement, right? Happiness, joy. And then with justice energy here, for many of you, I feel like it's also kind of in a way been a long time coming, right? This is you making effective decisions with the justice card that are really helping you to achieve this level of success. You know, like I said, abundance. I'm seeing these beautiful little sunflowers that are here. And traditionally on the sun card in a regular tarot deck, traditional Rider-Waite tarot deck, there's also those sunflowers there, which are also a symbol of abundance. Okay? So I'm seeing this as a very, very beautiful energy that this right now, your spiritual energy here is reflecting a lot of balance and integration, right? Of the creative energy, intuition. For some of you, it can even be that, you know, it can definitely be about love with the Ace of Cups. It could be that maybe you're noticing that your own energy is kind of helping you to harmonize and bring balance to even romantic connections, right? That you might have, helping those to transform because this energy is changing within you. So I can see that as well for some of you by finding this balance within yourself, that your energy is different, right? You could be attracting different people or attracted even to different people. So with that as well. But I'm more or less seeing this for you on the spiritual side of it, in that there is this beautiful transformation that is taking place. You know, balance, integration, definitely higher consciousness with the Justice card and the Sun energy here too, which is absolutely beautiful. So what I want to do, I'm going to move these over here, and we are going to pull some oracle cards and see. So we do have obviously very strong Leo energy. We also have Scorpio, which to me is showing a lot of this passion, right? This passion that you have. The Eight of Wands, we also have Sagittarius energy, and we also have Cancer. So let's see, where is pile number one spiritually? Okay, so we have Earth Soul here. And it says, sticks to what is socially accepted, a desire to belong to a community, and spiritually evolve here on earth. So some of you at this time along your spiritual path, you may find yourself in a place where you are trying to connect with other people that you feel are very like-minded, right? Some of you may feel like you're alone and feeling like, is there anyone else out there? Is there anybody out there who has the same, you know, views as I do? Is there anyone else who's kind of, you know, going through this maybe on their spiritual path? So I'm definitely feeling that you are someone who is feeling this call or this pull towards stepping into this, I feel like, very, very powerful energy, right? Some of you are really working on healing here as well with the Ace of Cups, because this can also be about release, healing, which we're seeing, like I said, with that lotus here. And a lotus is something that really grows and blooms through the very dark, murky water. And so for many of you, this is a powerful transformation that is taking place within you. Like I said, for some of you, it can even be that your masculine energy may have been something that was suppressed, right? From past childhood, anything of that nature. Okay, so we have spiritually evolve here on earth, and maybe that is something that's very important to you right now, is for you, right? Maybe to research, to study, to learn, to grow, to evolve. So let's see what else here. Where is pile number one spiritually? Okay, so some of you could be life path 2. Maybe some of you are seeing, I don't know, maybe the number 2s a lot, 222s. Maybe seeing synchronicity, okay? But we do have harmony, relationships, partnerships, right? So like I was saying, with this Ace of Cups, to me, this is, for some of you, as you're working through finding this power within you of the sun, that this, since this energy is something that is coming, right? Coming from you, that you're transforming into. Remember I said with that Justice card that we were seeing at the bottom, it could be that you are someone who's starting to harmonize balance, relationships, right? Your partnerships. So this is saying harmony, relationships, partnerships. You prefer not to be in the limelight. And it says companionship is important to you. So preferring not to be in the limelight. This makes me feel like maybe some of you are very humble, okay? Very humble. But it's also saying to me that maybe some of you don't even see your greatness. Some of you may not even see the power and the energy that you really have within you to create, to manifest, which I feel like, you know, believing in yourself. Because the sun energy is also connected into the solar plexus. So some of you, this can even be that you are working towards being more confident in yourself, in your own power, in your energy. So let's see what else. Where is pile number 1 spiritually? Look at that. Synchronicity. Fully aligned to your soul purpose. Strategically orchestrated messages that you're receiving from spirit and an event where needs are met, right? So this could be that you're noticing that there are certain opportunities that are coming in for you. This makes me feel like Spirit's saying right now on your spiritual path, you are in the flow. You are in the flow. That you have these blessings, these opportunities for growth, for expansion. This is Spirit kind of working with you to deliver you messages through dreams, through synchronicity, through serendipitous meetings with other people. Many of you, right? Fully aligned to your soul purpose. And it doesn't mean that you won't have, let's just say, upgrades with your soul's purpose, because you can start off in something that you feel called to. Your soul is calling you to do that. But some of you may also feel like you're kind of taking your soul's purpose to the next level, right? Next level. So I feel like also look out for that as Spirit is kind of bringing in, continuing to bring in these opportunities for you. So pay attention, right? Pay attention to the signs, the synchronicities. Where is pile number 1 on their spiritual path? We have breakthroughs, having mystical and Satori experiences, allowing your magic to create in life, and your true self begins to emerge, which is beautiful. And for some of you, that breakthrough maybe is that transformation that is taking place within you. Okay, so we have 2 more that came out here. We have simplicity, and it says minimalism heals the soul. You're not defined by your possessions. Design a simple life. So some of you could even be feeling the call, or whatever you call that, a call. I don't know how to say this right. Some of you may feeling, say, the urge to purge, the urge to purge, maybe letting go of certain things, material things, where they lose their importance to you, right? You're more into the energy of oneness, grounded, connected to Mother Earth, dismantling of the ego. And so you begin to look at, say, material things in a very different way, right? More so feeling that everything that you have and everything that you need is already within you. Designing a simple life. Maybe for some of you, you're feeling the need to just kind of do things a little differently, or feeling called to very different things than maybe the people that are around you. Okay, so we have simplicity. And then we also have the inner child. Healing unresolved childhood scars, childhood trauma that's holding you back, and exploring your childhood wounds. Okay, so this is very beautiful with where you're at right now. So now let's take a look at where you are headed, and we're going to do the same thing for this question. We can move that. And we're going to ask Spirit, where are you headed? I feel like another important message, though, with the sun energy is because the masculine energy is action. Okay? Action. So I feel like also remember to take a break. to take a rest. Because some of you in that powerful masculine energy may just be like going and going and going and getting this done and getting that done and getting this done. Remember to take a break, okay, is the only thing that I would say with that sun energy. So let's see. Right? Recharge, rest. Where is pile number 1 headed on their spiritual path? Where are they headed? Where is pile 1 headed on their spiritual path? Where is pile 1 headed on their spiritual path? Okay. So we have the 8 of Swords, which is coming in reverse. And then we also have the Queen of Swords. Queen of Swords. Actually, let's get one more of these. Where is pile number 1 headed on their spiritual path? And then we have, look at that, the King of Cups. Okay, so let's pull these here. Where is pile 1 headed on their spiritual path? Whoa. Okay. So we have the 6, right? 6 of Cups. 6 of Cups. And then we have the Daughter of Wands, which is the Page of Wands. Okay, and I feel like I want to get a little bit more surrounding this 6 of Cups. But since we're talking about the inner child here, that Spirit's saying that where you're at presently, right? This makes me feel like where you headed is that you are still working towards healing the 6 of Cups, because I'm seeing this King of Cups energy over here. And the King of Cups is the mastery of our emotions. This is emotional maturity. And I'm noticing that even in this cup where we have what looks like another little lotus here, that there are all of these water drops that are kind of coming out of it. And there's an eye up here. There's also a heart that is radiating this beautiful light that's around here. I'm also noticing that as this light is shining out from the heart, that all of these clouds are kind of in a way moving away. So to me, this is about release. King of Cups energy, that where you're headed spiritually is that you are working towards removing these heart chakra that some of you might have, blockages, especially from inner childhood wounds from your past. The King of Cups would also be you mastering your intuition, your creativity, your psychic gifts. It could be that you are really learning how to use them, right, in a way that can positively support your spiritual ascension, your path. And I'm seeing this as, like I said, a lot of release, clarity that I'm also kind of seeing here that comes with that. This eye looks really, really sharp and clear. To me, this is also removal of heart chakra blockages that are there, which I'm noticing that there's also a crown here with this little thing that's kind of poking through it here. This almost makes me feel like the heart chakra blockages that you may have had from your inner childhood are something that are also helping to clear the crown chakra and the third eye chakra, okay? Which is helping you to improve your psychic gifts, your intuition, your creativity. The King of Cups is also about emotional maturity, emotional balance, right? Stability. What else with this? The King of Cups is also incredibly compassionate, sensitive, caring towards others. The arts. Some of you may feel called to express yourself in a certain way. Some of you may be called to next level energy, maybe surrounding you becoming some type of a healer. However which way you choose to do that, the King of Cups is very much into the arts and culture and travel and beautiful architecture, writing, healing is also something that comes in with the King of Cups. And so it's a very beautiful energy. So I'm kind of seeing this as you becoming the master, right? Along your spiritual path, that's where you're headed, is this King of Cups energy, which is beautiful. And with the Six of Cups, like I said, this is still kind of giving me that inner child wounds from the past. The Six of Cups. I'm also seeing, because there's a tree here with these roots that are deep in the ground. This is making me feel like maybe a lot of the things from your past that you're having memories of, that you're being able, and I'm noticing how this Queen of Swords here, how she's kind of looking at the Six of Cups card. This makes me feel, because with the Queen of Swords here, this is really about being able to be clear within our mind about things. And I love that, because you guys have the Eight of Swords in reverse. Now, the Eight of Swords can be this card where we keep ourselves stuck in a mental prison of negative thoughts, negative thinking, self-sabotage, self-limiting beliefs. And these things can be ones that block us or prevent us from being able to kind of move forward on our path. So with this being in reverse, to me, this is freedom. Freedom of the mind. Freedom of the mind in a way that you are being released, I feel like, from a lot of maybe the painful experiences that you've had in the past as you are healing the inner child. And with the Queen of Swords energy, being able to, maybe for some of you, I'm feeling, along with the King of Cups, like I said, some of you are may be naturally gifted psychics, healers, mystics, shamans within that energy. But also the Queen of Swords is excellent at teaching, using her voice. Some of you may be finding your voice through all of this that you're kind of exploring here, learning about. So some of you may be feeling called to write a book, become mentors, teachers, speakers, maybe even coaching other people, working on even social media, blogs, vlogging, sharing your story, sharing your voice. I'm having, for some of you, I'm getting that part of your purpose revolves around many of the painful experiences that you've gone through in your past. Many of that is tied into what the experiences that you may have had from childhood. Okay. And I feel like with the Page of Wands energy here, the Daughter of Wands in this deck, this is about starting down a new path, a new journey, exploring, discovering is where you're at, where you're headed is exploring more of you. You're exploring your passions, your desires, and how to outwardly project those with, I feel like, the Queen of Swords as well as the King of Cups energy. So there's a lot of transformation of your thoughts, which is, I feel like, very helpful in that you do have the Eight of Swords in reverse, which is being able to, like I said, find freedom of the mind, which means the release from the negativity, the negative thoughts, the fears, the illusion is what I'm seeing here, which is beautiful, beautiful energy. What else do we have here? What am I seeing here? Yes, exploring passions, goals, dreams. We have more Scorpio energy here, Cancer, Pisces, Gemini, Libra, Aquarius is also coming through, and then the Aries, Leo, and Sagittarius. Okay, so let's look. Where are you headed? Where is pile number one headed on their spiritual path? Right? And some of you with the King of Cups can even be feeling called to certain like healthcare field, right? Nursing, doctor, alternative healing modalities. The Queen of Swords would also be someone who's excellent at becoming a psychiatrist, anything having to do with the mind. Okay, analyzing information, problem solving, which I feel like is what this is. I don't know, I'm feeling counseling as well. Counseling and mentoring, especially with the King of Cups here as well. Healing, coaching, something like that. Where is pile number one headed? Mentoring, life coaching. Where is pile number one headed on their spiritual path? We have you're becoming more sensitive, beginning to ask philosophical questions, starting to act on your own values. Your own values. Where is pile number 1 headed on their spiritual path? We have the lone wolf. Solitude will be your greatest ally. Living a meaningful life as a loner. Road to success will be lonely. Okay? So remember how up here we have where you're at right now is a desire to belong to a community, right? Wanting to fit in, wanting to find other maybe like-minded souls. And some of you might feel, okay, that's not easy to do, right? It's not always easy to just find a group of people who are like-minded or who are going through the same experiences. So some of you may continue to be someone who just kind of goes through your spiritual path solo. Of course, you can always change that. But this is basically Spirit saying here, solitude is going to be your greatest ally. Where is pile number 1 headed on their spiritual path? Where is pile 1 headed on their spiritual path? We have disillusionment. Okay, so this would be something to watch out for. It says disillusioned by the faux spiritual BS, craving for deeper spirituality. Spirit is pushing you to dig deeper. Okay, so this to me in a way is Spirit saying that maybe where you're headed is you may encounter people or, you know, bits of information that you hear from other people or maybe around spiritual community. And so I feel like Spirit's saying don't get caught up, right, in stuff that is not really, I feel like, a true and accurate reflection of true spirituality, right? Or what spirituality means to you. But this is basically Spirit saying here, your soul is going to be craving for deeper spirituality, right? So that means it may even be that you step away from, let's just say, some of the more, say, new age stuff, and you kind of go back into thinking, okay, what did my ancestors think about spirituality? What kind of studies were there? What kind of, backgrounds, cultures, ancestral line, what kind of things did they do, right? So it's learning. This is Spirit pushing you to dig deeper, right? So yeah, to me, that's just kind of paying attention, right? Go with what your gut feeling is telling you. If something's just not right with what information you're learning, if something doesn't resonate for you, right? And I will say, especially with, and I'm not trying to offend anyone in any way, but I notice that this happens a lot within the spiritual community with a lot of the twin flame stuff that's out there. And it's just like, telling a lot of people this and that and this and that about twin flame stuff. And it's like, I don't know. I think that's like a whole other video to talk about. But yeah, I'm feeling like just a lot of that stuff, right? Like, if you're watching someone's video or content and you're researching, you're learning about stuff like that, and it just doesn't feel right? Just doesn't resonate, then I feel like that. Don't get caught up in that. Spirit is wanting you to kind of weed through it and find the good stuff, the gems, the stuff that's really going to help you, I feel like, in a way. So let's see what else. Where are you headed? Pile 1, where are you headed spiritually? Spirituality. Becoming more spiritually aware, more spiritually focused, and choosing a spiritual path, okay? So some of you that maybe say don't have it quite figured out yet, right? We have a breakthrough here, so we have spirituality. Maybe for some of you that may already be, right, fully aligned to what your soul's purpose is, and some of you may be working towards discovering that, right? Or like I said, leveling up with where you're at right now. Where is pile 1 headed on their spiritual path? Last one. Look at that. We have beautiful, oh my goodness, this pile is amazing. Trailblazer. You're meant to be a trailblazer, here to blaze a trail for others. You will be first to do something. which is unique. It's beautiful. This King of Cups energy is you following your heart. To me, that Queen of Swords is you taking action, making decisions, planning, envisioning, right? Where you're at, your success, your evolution, right? The change that is taking place within you. And look what's at the bottom, you guys. Stardom. Achieving a high social status, famous in entertainment, and social media famous, right? So many of you that are, you know, on the path of some type of spiritual work, if that's what you choose to do, right? Could be someone who become, I don't know, YouTube famous or Instagram, TikTok. You create your own website, you create your own services, you get your name out there. People know you. People come to you for the services that you provide here, right? You're doing something different, which is, to me, is you becoming well known in whatever field this is that you are really choosing for yourself, right? Which is really, really beautiful energy. So I'm going to leave your reading here for you, pile number 1. I hope this was helpful for you guys. This absolutely beautiful, whatever this is that you're doing, like I said, with this, all of this sun energy here, powerful, powerful energy. Remember to take a break, take a rest, right? With this masculine energy. Those of you that you feel like it's not quite there yet, trust it is coming. Okay? Trust it is coming. Just keep doing whatever this is that you're doing, because it makes me feel like you guys are going through this transformation to put you into that, right? Into this masculine energy, which is super powerful. You guys have the Sun card come up twice with 2 different decks with this here. Beautiful. If you did choose another pile, I will see you there, but I kind of have a feeling this is the best one. I don't know why, but here we go. Okay. So if you did choose another one, I will see you there. But other than that, I hope you guys have a beautiful rest of your day, and I will see you in the next reading. Hi, pile 2. So those of you that resonated with this beautiful card here, Virgin's Milk, and this selenite crystal here, this is going to be a reading. So I do want to pull a little bit of your tarot. And we have 2 questions for today. Where are you on your spiritual path, and where are you headed? So with the card that you chose, Virgin's Milk, this is talking about innocence, purity, and naivety, which means that this can be something that we are new to, something we're still learning. Okay, so we'll see. Some of you, this could mean that maybe you're just starting on your spiritual path. You could be just going through your spiritual awakening. There could be certain things that you're learning, right, about yourself, about spirituality. So we'll see how that is fitting into your reading. All right, it could be that something's very new to you with this energy here. So let's see. Where is pile number 2 spiritually? Where is pile number 2 spiritually? Okay, so we have the Ace of Swords. So yes, some of you quite literally could be going through a spiritual awakening right now, going through the ascension process, right? Which is something that it doesn't just happen once, right? We go through this wave of it and continue to have more and more as we evolve on our spiritual path. But this Ace of Swords is talking about a breakthrough, a moment of clarity, an epiphany, a realization. It's kind of like the light bulb going on. Okay? So there's some type of change that is taking place within your mind. And I'm looking at how there's this sword here that's kind of piercing right through the crown. But you also have this man's mind who is open, right? So some of you, there can be a lot of not heart chakra, the crown chakra, and the maybe even the third eye, right? That is starting to awaken. Okay? So let's see what else. Where is pile number 2 spiritually? We have, what is this? The King of Wands. Wow, we also have the Knight of Wands. Okay, so some of you may even, I'm just going to say, some of you might quite literally be kind of discovering you're a light worker. You're feeling called to helping the collective in some way. It's kind of what I'm getting there. And I am seeing Temperance at the bottom. So we do have Sagittarius. We also have Aries, Leo energy so far. Also Libra. So let's get this deck here. Yes, I feel like some of you are feeling this calling towards your passions, desires, feeling excited, some of you, passionate, right, about what's to come on your spiritual path. Some of you may be kind of moving through energies of confusion or conflicting thoughts and kind of working with spirit through these breakthroughs that you're having here. Where is pile number 2 spiritually? Look at that. We have a beautiful butterfly here. This is the 6 of Wands. Okay, the 6 of Wands is a card of recognition. So maybe there's something that you're recognizing within yourself. Who knows? Maybe it's like you're recognizing, you know, coming out of what I'll say the 3D matrix, and learning that you are a spiritual being, right? Coming through that awakening here. And maybe for some of you, it is going through this maybe very early transformation for you, okay? Some of you, it can be that you're going through, say, another wave of it, because I'm noticing that we do have the king here, which is a mastery of passion and creativity and this fire energy here. So let's see here. It's also spiritual energy, right? The wands are spiritual energy. Where is pile number 2 spiritually? Wow, we have the lovers. The lovers. Okay, so we do also have a Gemini, and we do have a Leo here as well. Okay, now the lovers energy is about, as far as you, just talking about you, and I'm noticing that under this one we have the death card. The lover's energy is about the universe, spirit, guardian angels, ancestors, however you want to look at that, divinely guiding you. Okay, the lovers is about us finding the balance between our feminine and our masculine energies, and maybe some of you are kind of waking to that energy. The lovers, and I'm noticing here that there's 2, I don't even know what these are, geese, maybe? Geese, I don't know. But they're both flying together in the sky, right? And traditionally within the tarot, you have masculine and feminine energy. And then you have the archangel kind of coming out of the clouds and divinely guiding their union, right? So in a way for you personally, because we're focusing on you today, that this is a union that is happening within you, right? The merging in a way, oneness with the universe. And I feel like we also have death and we have temperance. So the death card is about change. It is about transformation that is taking place within you. Okay, and we're also seeing this beautiful butterfly that's here as well. Like I said, the 6 of Wands is about recognition. It's about victories and achievements and success. It's a very beautiful celebratory type of energy, right? With the temperance energy being here as well. Temperance is about balance. It is also about healing. It's also the process of alchemy, the transmutation of energy. And so the way that I'm looking at this is that there is this beautiful transformation that is taking place within you. And like I said, for many of you, you could be discovering you are a light worker and you're feeling called into alignment within your own feminine and masculine energies. And with that, being able to discover what your passions are. Right? Because this temperance is also Sagittarius energy here as well. Scorpio with the death card. That I feel like you are not only discovering your passions, you're moving forward, because the lovers is also about a choice of the heart. Right? We're being led and guided intuitively by spirit with our heart, our intuition. And so to me, this is you allowing your heart to lead you towards what your greatest passions are. And that could be very creative. The King of Wands is a leader. It is a very powerful energy in that you are deciding to take the lead in your own life. And maybe you are discovering your manifestation abilities. You could be discovering that you are someone who truly has the power to be able to change and transform and transmute, in a way, things from the past, right, into essentially your superpower, and working towards healing. Some of you may feel called to heal, but with this King of Wands energy, it is a master of creativity. It's a very charismatic energy, but it's also about you stepping up and taking the lead and understanding that if you allow your heart to lead you, it is going to lead you towards finding fulfillment, right? But you're also finding this balance from within. This is a beautiful healing energy, also an energy of balance, right? In the same way that we're seeing the balance with the Lover's card. And so there's this beautiful merging is kind of the way that I'm looking at this, of your feminine and your masculine kind of coming into alignment. Like I said, for some of you, it could be that this is something very new to you, and you're going through your spiritual awakening. There's a lot of transformation that's taking place within you. But because this is talking about innocence, purity, naivety, right? There are some things we don't know. There's still things that we're still learning, especially when we're on our spiritual path. There's a lot of information, right, to work through and to learn and to evolve and to grow. And so for many of you, maybe there is innocence and purity that's coming along with new passions that you're discovering, allowing your heart to lead you, having that clarity that you need of the mind to help to lead you towards those things, right? Where you are able to achieve success with that and recognition from the work that you do, whatever that is that you choose. Okay, so let's pull some oracle cards and see what else Spirit is saying about and I also see that in a way with this innocence here, this purity, is because as you're going through this transformative process, there is renewal in that, right? We're starting fresh, we're transforming, we're releasing the old self is what's happening for you. So let's see, pile 2, where are you spiritually? Where is pile number 2 spiritually? Okay. So we have a failing mission, and it says struggling to find purpose in life. Mission feels impossible to complete and not living to your full potential. Okay. So for some of you, it could be that you, like I said, you may still just be very early on, right? Trying to figure things out, trying to listen to your heart and where Spirit is guiding you to go out and explore, right? Discover what your passions are. And so some of you may feel, especially if you feel like you haven't quite had yet this Ace of Swords kind of breakthrough, know that it's coming, okay? So we have struggling to find purpose in life. So some of you may be feeling, okay, I'm going to explore this passion. This is what my heart is calling to me to do. It may be, right, something that you feel is in alignment with you, but sometimes, it may not be. So some of you may feel that you are feeling challenged, right? And you feel like there is more that you want to do. There's more that you want to learn and discover and explore about yourself. It is this beautiful transformative process. And especially for those of you that are still working towards healing, right? Transmuting that energy, which is, not something that just happens overnight. Okay. So some of you may feel, if you look at her here, she looks like she's got this little snail shell that's kind of stuck over her head. And so in a way, to me, this is symbolic of some type of blockage, right? That you might have for some of you within the crown chakra or even the third eye. But this is something that Spirit is trying to help you with, right? To guide you with that. So we'll see what else is here. Where is pile number 2 spiritually? Right? Some of you may feel like I'm still trying to discover. We have difficult road here, but it says the spirit of perseverance, being prepared for great things, walking the hard path in life. Okay, so the spirit of perseverance to me is everything. So even though you could be someone who, let's just say you're going through a dark night of the soul, you're feeling very challenged, that you feel like I am trying to pursue my passions. I do feel, creative. But, maybe I lack the dedication. I lack the commitment, right? This is definitely this transformation. I feel like this taking place because some of you may be starting off, right, with this Knight of Wands energy, all about it. And this is kind of the King of Wands energy is a little bit of a work in progress. Okay. But to me, this is Spirit stepping in here with this Lover's energy guiding you. So let's see. Where is Pal 2 spiritually? Where is Pal 2? Seeking answers. Okay. It says exploring metaphysical and the esoteric fields in search for answers and truth. The beginning of your spiritual search. Okay. So like I said, for some of you with this Virgin's Milk card here, these things can be very new for you, right? Very new, where you're kind of setting out and discovering, exploring, waiting for clarity, some of you, right? Waiting for that breakthrough to happen. Where is Pal 2 spiritually? Let's get 2 more. Where is Pal 2 spiritually? We have karmic bonds. It says a pre-birth agreement to fulfill uncomfortable and binding relationships. And it says identify them and break free. Okay. So some of you might still be in that process where there are karmic connections, friendships, family situations, even relationships, right, that you've had from the past. These were, Spirit saying here, pre-birth agreements that you had to fulfill with another soul. They can be ones that feel like they are restrictive in some way, that you feel bound to a person. Like even if you try to move on from certain situations from your past, it's hard, right? It's difficult. But this is Spirit wanting you to, at this place right now, this may be the process that you have right now, is identifying what they are, the ones that are holding you back spiritually, with your ability to kind of break free from them and evolve. Okay, let's see. Where is Pal 2 spiritually? We have connections, and it says fostering meaningful friendships. You thrive through your connections and living life with an open hand, right? And so, like I said, for many of you, this can be a work in progress, right? Maybe you're learning how to foster more meaningful connections, friendships with other people. So our second question we're asking is, where are you headed? Where are you headed on your spiritual path? I almost feel like for those of you that are going through this here, the feeling like you're failing or feeling like you haven't figured it out yet, I want to get another message for that. Maybe some advice or guidance. Especially if you kind of feel a little stuck, a little lost, and like, what is my purpose? And I haven't found it yet. We're seeking answers, right? Like I said, for many of you, it could be that this is something new, right? It's a learning process going through this. It's not easy. If when we first go through and kind of start on our spiritual path, we don't know anything, right? We don't know anything. We're trying to learn. We're trying to explore and see kind of what fits and what resonates for us, what rings true within our soul. So where is Pal 2 headed on their spiritual path? Where is Pal 2 headed on their spiritual path? We have death. I love that. That is more beautiful transformation. We have the 4 of Pentacles. Okay. So what I'm kind of seeing with happening here is with this 4 of Pentacles energy here, of course, with the Death card, this is transformation. This is change, right? That's happening within you. But also with the 4 of Pentacles energy here, it could be that you are working towards stepping outside of your comfort zone. We have, what is this? The 9 of Cups in reverse. Okay. So yes, we want to get some guidance for your pile. Because I feel like this is still kind of like this work in progress for you, with what you're still working towards is finding fulfillment within yourself and also with the people that you're in connections with, connected to, family members, friends, romantic relationships. Because with this difficult road here, failing mission, right, seeking answers, And also the karmic energy that's here. It makes me feel that with this Nine of Cups, with where you're headed right now, is that you are still working through transforming the self, which means that you are ending certain connections or contracts, if you will, that are not fulfilling. Some of you with the Four of Pentacles energy here, this is attachment that you might have to certain people, right, in your life. And it's hard to work through letting those things go, letting those people go, being able to identify them of something that could be creating blockages for you along your spiritual path, your ascension process. And so to me, this Nine of Cups in reverse is when we're feeling we lose faith, we lose hope, we feel a lack of fulfillment. Okay? So, which is what Spirit is saying, this is where you're headed, right? And it could be, right? Because if you're going through this very challenging energy right now, it's hard, right? It's hard for us to change and just kind of snap our fingers and change the mindset or the feelings, the emotions that come along with these difficult and challenging situations that you might be going through, right? It's hard for us to see the light at the end of the tunnel when we're going through something that could be challenging, right? With our friendships. For some of you, when I first saw this death card come out and I'm seeing how she's crying here, it makes me feel that some of you are experiencing a lot of loss in your life. I don't know why, but some of you, I'm feeling that. A lot of loss recently. Partnerships, relationships, things kind of feeling in a way that they're kind of falling apart, right? And when we're in that place, can be very challenging for us to get ourselves out of that energy. And so I feel like with the Four of Pentacles here, that you're working towards where you're headed is working towards stability. Okay? Stability with the Four of Pentacles. I'm still seeing that there is this lack of fulfillment here, but maybe this is also something for some of you that you're working towards changing, right? Is to kind of find things within life that do make you happy, that do make you feel fulfilled. Maybe for some of you, it's learning how to step outside of your comfort zone or to release certain attachments to the comfort zone or to be more open to taking risks. Okay, let's see what else is here. Where is Pal 2 headed on their spiritual path? And it's a journey, right? We cannot skip levels. We can't expect that if we're feeling like this one day, that all of a sudden we're going to be far along on our spiritual path. It takes time, right? And especially for those of you that are maybe feeling like you're going through a dark night of the soul, or you're being faced with a lot of change and there's a lot of tower moments that you're experiencing in your life and, having to rebuild in a sense, right? It's hard for us to pull ourselves out of that energy. But I'm definitely feeling like this is a work in progress for you with this change and this transformation that is taking place within you. So let's see here. Where is pile number 2 headed on their spiritual path? Where is pile 2 headed? We have the 6 of Cups. Okay. So yes, to me this is a lot of work through maybe healing the inner child. Lots of memories, the past coming up for you, right? Things that you may have been holding on to. Past partners, past connections, past relationships, a lot of nostalgia, all of those reminiscing memories, right? Maybe for some of you it is that you are headed towards reconnecting with your inner child. Where is pile 2 headed? Whoa. Ace of Wands. Okay. Ace of Wands. And look at that. We've got the star at the bottom. So this is healing. Okay, what you have is healing here. The star energy is basically telling you, especially with your 9 of Cups in reverse, like I said, this is when we're feeling sad. We lose hope. We lose faith. We're feeling a lack of fulfillment, right? That the star energy is basically telling you, have trust, have faith, don't lose hope, right? The star is a beautiful energy of optimism, healing. I'm seeing the moon energy right underneath that. So many of you, this is kind of illuminating things that are kind of hidden beneath the surface, breaking free from illusion, deception. Sometimes the deception can be our own thoughts, right? To me, the moon energy is also the suppression or repression of a lot of feelings and emotions. And for many of you, this is from things from your past, right? Past relationships, connections, partnerships, friendships, family situations, your childhood for some of you. But we have the Ace of Wands energy here. So to me, this Ace of Wands is an opportunity for a new beginning, creating a new beginning, right? So to me, this Death card is this transformation that you are continuing to work on, okay? So this definitely looks like you, with where you're headed, is you're continuing to work towards transforming, changing, evolving, growing. It could be that you're noticing that there are certain endings that are taking place within your life, meaning that there's going to be friendships that fall away. There's going to be romantic partnerships that are removed from your life. And part of our spiritual path is to trust the reasons for which these people are being removed, right? We have karmic bonds here that you are currently in. And so this is your ability to identify what they are and break free from them, right? To close out those karmic cycles, even if they are with, a friend. You just feel like they're no longer in alignment for you. So yes, to me, this is a kind of like a continued work in progress for you, where you are learning to, I feel like, change and heal, transform. The Ace of Wands is Spirit giving you kind of like this inspiration or this creative idea that may help you to kind of embark on some type of new beginning. So like I said, I do want to clarify this energy up here with the failing mission, difficult road. But like I said, you have the spirit of perseverance here, which means that even though things are challenging and difficult, they're not always going to be that way, right? They're not always going to be that way. And our spiritual path is not an easy one, right? It can be a very difficult road, also depending on the amount of trauma that we have from the past, the amount of challenging situations that we've had with other people, us learning how to discover who we are as a person, to lose, a lot of the self-limiting beliefs, break those down, everything that has kept us stuck in an illusion, right? It's hard. It's not easy. And it's for you to even, I feel like, be even watching today's reading shows a lot about your spirit, your fighting spirit of, even though I'm going through something that's not the most pleasant, I am sticking towards bettering myself and changing because I want to be better, because my soul wants to feel better, because I want to be able to release all of these things that I'm holding on to and to evolve. This shows me that you are someone who's not giving up on you, right? You identify, yes, there could be some difficult things that I'm going through, but I'm not going to give up on me. And I love that. So let's see. What is this? What is Spirit, Pile 2's guidance for those that feel like they're failing their mission or they're dealing with a difficult road? What is their guidance? The Lovers, okay? Lovers is here twice. I will say, and of course this is going to be for all of you because this is a general reading, okay? But some of you may be on the twin flame journey, okay? But again, you know who you are, because it is a very rare spiritual connection, right? So you may feel, some of you may literally be on the twin flame journey where it is difficult, it's challenging, right? Maybe you are going through karmic cycles with your divine counterpart. But as your guidance here with the Lover's energy, this is about you finding balance within yourself, which means that you are working, because right now, those of you that are struggling to find your life purpose, right, and you are feeling like you are on a difficult path right now, know that it doesn't last forever, right? You will move through it. The Lover's energy as your advice or your guidance is for you to work on healing and balancing both your feminine and your masculine energies. Okay, how do we do that? There's many different ways of working towards healing, right? The feminine energy, I'm not sure which one is which, but the feminine energy is nurturing the self, right? Self-love, self-care. For some of you, it can even include reparenting yourself, right? Mothering yourself, being kind to yourself, loving your body, taking care of your body, right? Expressing yourself creatively, working on improving your intuition, trusting your intuition, right? For all the feminine energy. The masculine, you can start practicing by making a little list of things to do for yourself, because the masculine energy is the action-oriented part of self, right? Where the feminine energy is passive. The masculine energy would be that you make a little list for yourself. If you're someone who procrastinates, right? Getting things done. You have both the King of Wands here and the Knight of Wands. And those are all about action, right? So maybe this is that you are learning how to kind of get that masculine energy going for some of you, right? To create change, to make change, right? Especially if you feel like you're struggling. So maybe you make a little list for yourself, and it's all about you starting small, right? To get used to getting acclimated to using that masculine energy and bringing it into balance for you. Maybe it is you learning how to be more assertive. Maybe it is you learning how to stand your ground. Maybe it is you practicing with family members how to set boundaries, or you write a little list for yourself of things to do around the house. And when you look at that list every day, there is no ifs, ands, or buts about it. You get that list done, right? You take action. What are the things that I need to do today? What are the things I need to get done this week? And you just keep at it, right? You work on your confidence. You work on your self-esteem, right? To really work through balancing out and merging of these energies. Okay, when you can find that balance and union within the self, right? You can really, I feel like, also tune into the way in which Spirit is helping to guide you. All right, so let's get the oracle cards for you down here. Right, and there's plenty of resources out there all over YouTube, all over the internet, and ways in which you can help to heal the feminine energy. Ways in which you can heal your inner masculine. And for some of you, it can even be, like I said, reparenting the self. Sometimes we need it. Right? Practice being assertive with a friend or with a partner or somebody who's kind of allowing you to speak your truth and speak your voice and find your voice. Let's see. Where is Pal 2 headed on their spiritual path? Where is Pal 2 headed? Whoa. Okay, so we have some of you could be Life Path 9, but we have wise, giving, a humanitarian, being humble, having vision and passion to inspire others. Look at that. Prone to rescuing partners, right? So some of you, you know, it could be something that you just find just happens, right? You may connect with other people who are wounded and need healing. Okay. I feel like with this type of energy, though, just be careful, right? Because if you are someone who is prone to rescuing partners or friends or people, make sure that you're not being taken advantage of. Make sure that you're not going into connections with the mentality of, oh, I can fix them, you know, or let's just say for a relationship, falling in love with potential. Right? Oh, I know this person could be this way if the only way they would do X, Y, Z, right? And I can help them and I can make them be like this or be like that. That is their own inner work they have to do, right? That is not your responsibility. Okay? So it could be, like I said, learning how to set boundaries with people, knowing your worth as well, right? Especially with the feminine, knowing your worth, regardless of what your gender is, right? Not accepting less than you deserve. People, friends, romantic partners that don't pull their weight in friendships, romantic connections, things of that nature to take notice of. But let's see, where is Pal 2 headed on their spiritual path? Synchronicity. Being fully aligned to your soul's purpose, right? So you've got this difficult road, right, that you're going through right now, presently. Where are you headed? Synchronicity. Being in alignment. Right? Strategically orchestrated messages that are spirits guiding you on your way. An event where needs are met. What does this mean? You're receiving opportunities. Right? This is no accident. This is no coincidence. The spirit is kind of coming in as soon as you're in alignment, right, you're going to start noticing that things are going to just happen for you without you even needing to do much of anything. When your energy's in alignment, the universe responds by opening doors, by providing opportunities. Let's see what else. Where is pile 2 headed on their spiritual path? Maybe the strength or the number of synchronicity might start to become like really, really crazy, where you start to see it everywhere all the time. And you just know, I am in balance right now. I am in alignment. Okay, so we have level 5 consciousness. It says you've given up destructive habits. You maintain balance in your life, and you're starting to manifest your spiritual being is where you're headed, pile 2, which is beautiful. So let's see here. Where is pile 2 headed on their spiritual path? We have being mindful, finding joy in a slower paced life, admiring beauty and the small treasures, and living a mindful and engaged life, right? Being mindful and engaged, which means that we're letting go of this 9 of Cups. Although I'm kind of curious about this 9 of Cups in reverse. Let me see what this is. Spirit, what is this 9 of Cups in reverse for pile 2? This one wants to come out. We have the 8 of Pentacles. Okay, so some of you, this is a lack of fulfillment surrounding your job, which is where you're headed. Okay, so some of you might find that maybe even the job that you're doing right now, where you're headed is finding out, I don't find fulfillment in this anymore. Okay, which means a change is coming. The Death card. Guess what? New Spirit has a plan. Ace of Wands. There is your new creative spark. There is your new creative idea. You're not feeling happy with this. Let's change it. That's where you're headed, right? It's finding out that if your current career or your career path or something that you're doing right now is not in alignment for you, it's not making you happy, you'll let it go, right? That's where you're headed. So many of you might have that epiphany or that realization, right? Like, I don't want to do this anymore. It's time to change. So last message, pile 2, where are you headed on your spiritual path? We have life path 4 coming through. Being practical, hardworking, dependable. It says you're the worker bee of business and you prefer steady, long-lasting relationships, which means what? You're not settling for breadcrumbs anymore. You are someone who is putting forth the effort, the focus, the intention towards maintaining long-term, beautiful, healthy, balanced connections. Okay, which is beautiful. It's you know, I feel like absolutely learning your worth, your value when it comes to that. Friendships, who you give your energy to, right? Maybe you're being more discerning with that is where you're headed. Okay, so I'm going to leave this here for you. Pile number 2. I hope this was helpful for you guys, and I will see you in the next reading. Hi, pile 3. So those of you that resonate with this beautiful card here, the Great Work and the Pink Agate, this is going to be a reading. And so today we are finding out, where are you spiritually and where are you headed on your spiritual path? So let's start off with the first question. First question we're going to do up here. Second question we will do down here at the bottom. So pile 3, where are you spiritually? And I feel like with the card that you chose here, you are pretty, I would say, along your path already. You're going on your path. And this card is talking about like tending to the garden in a way. We're nurturing and nurturing and nurturing. So this is a lot of your focused intention towards your spiritual path. So I feel like those of you that chose this pile have already been working on your spirituality and learning and growing and evolving. And you're kind of feeling like, are we there yet? Are we there yet? Are we there yet? So with this, I feel like one of the messages that's coming through with this card, with its meaning, is about you trusting the process. Okay. trusting that all of the accumulation of all of the little things that you have done are helping you to keep you aligned on your path. And for many of you can be like questioning, like, am I even on the right path, right? As long as you are continuing to do what it is that you're doing right now, this is a card that's saying you are exactly what you need to, where you need to be for you right now. Okay, is the biggest message is coming through. You're exactly where you need to be for you. So don't compare yourself to this person, that person. You are exactly where you need to be for you right now. Okay, meaning that if you feel that things are really challenging for you and things are not great and things are not wonderful, know that you're going through those experiences because there may be something that you are needing to learn through that, right? Sometimes there's pretty painful things that we can go through, very challenging things, but we have to trust that these things are happening for us and not to us, right? They're happening for our soul's growth. So let's see. Where is pile number 3 spiritually? Okay, we have the 3 of Swords is what we're starting off with. We have the Hermit. Okay. Where is pile 3? Okay, so we've got some challenging energy coming through, and I'm seeing that we do have the Hanged Man at the bottom, which is basically Spirit saying here that with that Hanged Man, that you are working through changing and shifting your perspective from some of these limitations, I will say, and you're working through them, okay? So this is definitely like you being a work in progress right now, okay? And we'll go into talking that a little bit more. But we have the Hermit energy here, and the Hermit energy is kind of like a dark night of the soul. It is when we are feeling lost, we are feeling maybe hurt, a lot of pain, a lot of heartache. We are doing a lot of shadow work, a lot of inner child healing. We may not have yet figured out what our soul's purpose is. We're trying to discover who we are. We're trying to figure out our identity. We're working through a lot, okay? The Hermit energy isn't all energy of solitude. It is reflection, meditation, introspection. And you have the 3 of Swords energy here. The 3 of Swords is about heartache, pain, suffering, sometimes disappointment, right? From things that people have said to us, right? Because the swords are our thoughts and words that were said to us. And so these can be things that continue to hurt us over and over again. And so the 3 of Swords can be a card of healing. If you notice, I love this 3 of Swords card, where she is crying here, right? So to me, this is also this opportunity for clearing, for healing, for releasing, right, of these wounds. And then we have the 8 of Swords energy here, which is also about negative thoughts, negative thinking, keeping ourselves stuck in a mental prison, right, of self-sabotaging thoughts, self-limiting beliefs. So let's see here. Where is pile number 3 spiritually? This is you moving through the darkness, right, with the Hermit energy, trying to find the light within you, allowing that inner light to shine and to guide you through whatever this is that you're going through, whatever phase, right, that you're going through. If you're, let's just say you're discovering that, you know, this job, this career, this partnership, this friendship, you're starting to look deeper within the self is really what this energy is about. So we have the Father of Swords here, which is the King of Swords. And I feel like you are, with the King of Swords energy here, this is showing, Spirit showing here that you are someone who's working towards, I feel like, a lot of transformation that is taking place within your mind. Your thoughts is something that's happening here, because with the 3 of Swords and the 8 of Swords energy here, these can be very limiting, right? But then you have the King of Swords energy here, which is clarity. It is the transformation, the mastery of our mind, our thoughts, our logic, our rational, right? Where the Eight of Swords can be something that is irrational, when we start to just worry about things or kind of keep ourselves stuck in an illusion. So where is pile number 3? We've got the 10 of Pentacles. 10 of Pentacles. Okay, this almost makes me feel for some of you. And I'm seeing we have the 5 of Swords here at the bottom. Okay, so this makes me feel like some of you currently on your spiritual path, maybe questioning relationships, commitments that you have with regard to them being either romantic, friendships, family situations, your job, your career, longevity. We do have the 5 of Swords energy here, which is another card of challenging thoughts. The 5 of Swords is speaking about conflict that we have within the mind. It could be that we feel defeated. This is also a self-sabotaging type of energy, right? Where our own thoughts are kind of keeping us stuck. And so what's happening here, like what I said, is very important for you right now, is this Hangman, right? So whatever this is that you could be going through, because of course it's a general reading, it's going to be different for all of you. But the Hangman energy is what is beautiful and important, because this is where you have that change and shift in perspective away from 3 of Swords, 5 of Swords, 8 of Swords, and into that King, right? So this, in this Hermit energy here for you, is what is taking place. And even though it might feel like, how am I ever going to stop thinking like X, Y, Z? How am I ever going to stop thinking like this? How am I ever going to move past this fear, this insecurity, this challenging thought, that challenging thought? It's all happening here within the Hermit, right? And this is helping you to move towards, I feel like, a more grounded, more stable energy. For some of you, you are clearing the mind in a way, healing the mind through this Hermit. You know, you may be kind of recognizing like, wow, how are my thoughts blocking me from my path, right? So this King of Swords energy is helping you in a way, and I'm seeing the Emperor right underneath that. Some of you, it is about learning how to be more mindful, I feel like, of where your thoughts go, and if they kind of take you into a place where you, I don't know, it's kind of like your own thoughts are in a way being mean to you, right? Being mean to you, telling you can't do this, you can't do that, or you've suffered this type of pain or heartache and there's no way out of it, right? Because that's basically what we're doing to ourselves here with the 5 of Swords. We are feeling defeated. We're feeling so challenged. You know, we kind of feel like we're kind of stuck in lose-lose type of situations, and there's no way to overcome those challenges, right? But yes, this beautiful energy is what's taking place for you right now with the Hangman, which is you learning how to change or shift your perspective and the way that you look at things, the way that you perceive yourself, your power. The King of Swords is an energy of clear, logical, rational thinking. The King of Swords is all about the facts, right? Not illusion, not deceptive thoughts, not self-limiting beliefs. It's all about facts. Knowledge, wisdom that you are gaining through this experience right now with that Hermit. And maybe it is something that helps you to align with that 10 of Pentacles energy, which could be stability, security in relationships. Are you someone who self-sabotages connections, self-sabotages friendships, or, you know, maybe have been hurt by a partner or a family member, and that is what you choose to hold on to? Right? Is that pain, that heartache, and it's being something that kind of comes in your mind over and over again, where you feel like you cannot release it, right? So this beautiful energy of the Hangman is coming in to help, like I said, to give you that shift, that change, and perspective. The Hangman is also an energy of reflection, right? Because it is in this space where we can take a step back, take some time to reevaluate and reassess what those self-limiting beliefs or self-sabotaging thoughts have been holding us back, right? Enough for us to learn how they may have kept us stuck in the past. And so the Hangman is kind of like a suspended state. It is kind of like a state of limbo where we're not really kind of progressing at this time, because with the Hermit, this is also reflection, right? So it's kind of like we're not really, not that you're stagnant on your path, okay? However, sometimes you might feel like I'm a little stuck, right? But this is, I feel like, a very necessary pause. That's why Spirit is saying here with this card that you are exactly where you need to be for you right now, because there's something that's changing here for you within your mind, right? Because that's what a lot of this energy is here. The 8 of Swords, the 5 of Swords, the 3 of Swords, the King of Swords. There's a lot of air energy, a lot of Gemini, Libra, Aquarius. We've got Virgo here. Virgo, both of those, the Hermit and the 10 of Pentacles. And then we also have Aquarius and Pisces energy here. But yes, this is Spirit saying you're exactly where you need to be for you right now. So even though you may feel like, when am I going to come out of this energy? When are things going to change? Take this time in this Hermit energy to deep dive into the self, because it is in this Hermit energy where we discover ourself. We do the inner work. We do the shadow work. We do the inner child healing, right? We discover our identity. Who are we, right? Who are you as a person without the self-sabotaging thoughts, without the insecurities, without the self-limiting beliefs, without the heartache, without the pain, without the trauma? Who are you? When you pull all those onion layers back, who are you at your core? This is what you're discovering here, right? So that you can then begin to take this Hangman energy and change the way in which you reflect back on these things. Are they in alignment with me? Do I still believe that these things are true about myself, about another person? So I feel like it's a beautiful change that is taking place within you at this time. So let's go into pulling our oracle for this up here, and then we're going to look at where you're headed next. But maybe for some of you, you're, wanting to make some type of career change. Maybe for some of you, it's been certain beliefs that have kept you in a place where you were not able to achieve abundance for yourself, or your manifestations weren't coming into alignment, right? So this, to me, is this change that is kind of really taking place here. For some of you, it's healing, family line, family lineage, generational things that have been happening here. Let's see. Pile number 3. Where are you spiritually? Healing, releasing. Earth Soul. We have sticks to what is socially accepted, a desire to belong to a community, and spiritually evolve here on Earth, is where Spirit is saying you are right now. Where is pile number 3? Spiritually. We have Trailblazer. It says you're meant to be a trailblazer, here to blaze a trail for others. You will be first to do something. So it could be even something where some of you, even if you are someone who, I'm feeling some of you may even be kind of like already in a very secure, very stable, very comfortable job. But in this Hermit energy here, you're kind of questioning, like, is this it? Is this all I'm meant to do? I feel that my soul is calling me towards more, right? So this here, it's like Spirit saying here, maybe you're already having this feeling, my soul is calling me or leading me into a little bit of a different direction, but can I do this, right? That 8 of Swords is telling you, no, you can't. No, you can't, right? We get stuck in our head, in our thoughts. Where is pile 3? We have being mindful. It says finding joy in a slower paced life, admiring beauty and small treasures, and living a mindful and engaged life, right? So maybe this is something that many of you are working with right now is how to be more mindful of how your thoughts, right? Because we have this King of Swords energy, which is that clarity, the transformation, the change that is taking place, the wisdom, the knowledge that you are gaining through this transformative process. We have a born witch. Okay, so some of you may resonate with that. We have born a natural witch. Magic is both your spiritual path and your job. Your success will come as a witch. Okay, so witch, mystics, healers, shamans, maybe something. Let's see, where is pile 3? Okay, so we have the criminal mind. Okay, so we have prison, jail time, illegal activities. I don't know, maybe some of you. But we have helping criminals change, tested to conquer your demons, right? So this can even be Spirit saying here that you are being tested in a way. I'm just going to cover this little thing up here. I don't know. But yeah, we have tested to conquer your demons. So maybe right now you feel like Spirit is testing you in little ways, right? Testing you in ways to help you to change, to grow, to evolve. But maybe you are someone who's feeling called to do some type of work, right? Law enforcement, things of that nature. Detective. Maybe you are someone who's super smart, which, you know, the King of Swords could definitely be law enforcement or military, right? But to me, this is also saying that you are someone who has a way of figuring things out, like the way that your mind works, right? You're very wise. You're very smart, very intelligent with that King of Swords, but sometimes it's a need for us to just kind of clear out that clutter, right? To help us to achieve our greatness here. So maybe some of you may be feeling called to help others, right? Helping other people to conquer their own demons once you are really helping, or you've learned how to conquer your own. And your own demons is that 8 of Swords, the 3 of Swords, and the 5 of Swords, right? Your own thoughts. Okay? So it could be that maybe you're feeling challenged in a way that you're kind of in situations in which you're being triggered. There's a reason for that, right? Those things are coming to your surface of your mind for a reason, for you to heal, to release. So let's see pile number 3. Where are you headed on your spiritual path? Where are you headed? I'm getting some of you might be writing. We have the Ace of Swords. Where is pile 3 headed on their path, their spiritual path? Hierophant. I love it, you guys. This is beautiful. And then look at that. Oh my goodness. We have the King of Pentacles. Wow. And the Hierophant. Where is pile 3 headed? Spiritual teachers. I will tell you that. Some of you, spiritual teachers. Mentoring others. Sharing that knowledge and wisdom. Right? To me, this is clarity. It's a breakthrough that you're having. Which is beautiful because you've got a lot of mental energy up there, right? A lot of scattered kind of thinking. This is you kind of working towards, headed towards clarity, truth, your truth, seeing the truth, facing truth, right? Maybe about yourself or other people. Where is pile 3 headed on their spiritual path? 7 of Pentacles. And then we also have the Hangman. Okay. So yes, there is this beautiful change of perspective that's happening here. Right? Because through this Hangman energy, which you had up earlier, through this Hangman energy is, like I said, where we have the shift. Once we have that shift, we can never go back to seeing things the old ways, right? Because we've had that epiphany, we've had that realization. You are getting the clarity. the insight, the enlightenment through this Hanged Man. So if you feel, my life feels a little stuck right now, my life feels a little stagnant, right? This is Spirit again telling you, be patient with the process, right? You're a work in progress. This is where you're headed, pile 3. This is beautiful. The 7 of Pentacles here is you investing your time and energy, whatever it is, whatever seeds you're planting, you are putting your energy out there. Be patient. Why? Here's your King of Pentacles, right? Whatever this is with the Hierophant here, I mean, for some of you, the King of Pentacles and the Hierophant can be symbolizing that you are someone who's leveling up your career, your, let's just say you're moving up to management, you're moving up to executive level, you're opening your own company, you're opening your own business. You are someone who is teaching other people. How is this paying off? The 7 of Pentacles is you putting in the time, the energy, the effort into manifesting. Don't get frustrated, right? With the time at which it takes, because sometimes the 7 of Pentacles can take a while. We can feel like we're working and working and working. Like, when is this going to pay off, right? Your little great work here is about all the little steps that you're taking to stay focused, to stay diligent towards your path. And many of you, this reward, I will say in a way, blessings that you're receiving and where you're headed is this King of Pentacles energy. This is security. This is you taking risks in life along your path, along your journey, making the right decisions, meeting the right people, taking risks where you need to level up. And this King of Pentacles, in a way, is helping you to achieve a level of stability and security and financial abundance within the 3D. You're manifesting this. This is happening with the King of Pentacles energy. So if you feel a little frustrated, a little stuck, or recognizing that some of your thoughts are kind of keeping you blocked, take the time that you need, right, in that Hermit energy to work through it, right? To work through it. Honor that process right now. Even though it can get frustrating, yes, we haven't figured it out. We haven't had the breakthrough yet. We don't know what the purpose is. We don't know what this is. We don't know what we're being called to. Trust it will come. It's right here. That Ace of Swords. The breakthrough is coming, but sometimes we need to stay in that Hangman energy to change, to have the shift. So this is basically Spirit saying here, trust the process. This is where you're headed, is greatness, right? Some of you with the Hierophant energy, maybe this is you going to school, right? You are elevating your education. Maybe this is something that allows you the opportunity to level up when it comes to finances, abundance, right? But this is long term. The 10 of Pentacles here is a legacy. That is building a legacy, a family legacy, abundance, prosperity, stability, security. This is you being able to retire, you being able to set yourself up for success for the long term, being comfortable, right? Financially. And this is all something that you are working towards or have the power to. So those of you that feel like, I can't do this, there is no way it's going to happen for me. Yes, there is. Yes, there is. Okay? It's all about the way in which we look at something, the way that we perceive it. Right? So yes, the Hierophant can be some of you going into mentoring others, teaching other people. The Hierophant is a spiritual teacher. Some of you can be sharing knowledge, wisdom with others, may feel called to some type of spiritual teaching or work that is going to bring you the abundance that you're looking for, the security, right? Some of you may be even owning your own businesses. So let's see here, pile number 3. Where are you headed on your spiritual path? Newborn soul. It says, novices of physical existence, lessons are your basic life skills, survival, flesh, traits, untamed, childlike, unrefined. What this is telling me as far as you, this is where you're headed, is there is a rebirth, right? For some of you, it can even be that if you are, and I feel like this is a very specific message, those of you that have gone through a lot of trauma, early on, childhood, or things that have been incredibly challenging for you. To me, this is you learning how to be you, authentically you, without all of the values, views, morals, opinions, self-limiting beliefs, self-sabotaging thoughts. This is you being reborn, in a sense, you as a soul, your truth. Okay? Which is what this is to me. Childlike and unrefined, which means that you are kind of, in a way, transforming back into your true nature. Right? Your true nature, childlike, unrefined, untamed. This is beautiful, beautiful energy. So let's see here. Where is pile 3 headed? Right? Rebirth. The phoenix rising from the ashes. It reminds me of very judgment energy in the tarot. The fool. Right? Unlimited potential. Unlimited possibility. Where is pile 3 headed? Path of the heart. It says, a path dedicated to romantic love. Your main life lessons will be heart-based. On earth to obtain emotional wisdom. Right? So maybe some of you have felt like a lot of the relationships, partnerships, family situations that you've gone through have been ones that were very painful. I mean, you started off with the 3 of Swords here. Right? That is heartache. That is loss. Okay? Some of you, right, maybe grieving, healing from that. So yes, this is Spirit saying here, the path of the heart. You're learning. You're being able to share this. Maybe you are someone who's going to end up teaching, right, others, guiding other people who have also experienced some type of loss. Okay? Up to you. But yes, it could be many, many of you that may feel called to that as well. So let's see here as well. Where is pile 3 headed spiritually? We have the teenage soul. I love it. You have the newborn here, the teenage, exercising your free will in life, exploring, expressing liberty, which is freedom, right? The ego, ambitious and innovative, right? Maybe in a way with the ego, it's using it in a positive way, right? Because the ego can definitely be something that is very powerful for us. And then it helps us move towards our desires when it is a healthy, balanced ego versus one that has taken control, right, of our spiritual self. So yeah, to me, this is an energy of you exploring, taking risks, feeling refreshed, renewed, restored. Definitely rebirth. Where are you headed? We have, you're becoming more sensitive, and it says you're beginning to ask philosophical questions, right? Who am I? Why am I here? All those questions that we ask. Who am I really? Like, you're starting to get really deeply into it. You're starting to act on your own values, right? Not the ones that have been handed to you. What is true for you? Hard work. Where are you headed? Hard work. Hard work to unlock your potential, right? The King of Pentacles is definitely a hard worker. It's disciplined, it's organized, it's focused, it's committed, right? Within this. So things in life won't come easy, and it says learning the value of hard work. So maybe for some of you, it's learning to keep yourself focused and disciplined, right? In order to create this, because this, unless you win the lottery, this is us putting forth that committed effort day by day by day. This is what we want. This is what we're working towards. It takes hard work. It takes us using our resources, right? Connecting with other people to maybe learn. Maybe we are someone. Maybe for some of you, this Hierophant can symbolize that you are someone who has a mentor, meets a mentor in your life. And that mentor is someone who helps you to, evolve in a way. So some of you could be getting a mentor, having a mentor come into your life. Maybe that mentor is someone that helps you to change or shift your perspective, the way in which you look at things. Okay? So I'm going to leave it here for you. Pile number 3. I hope this was helpful for you guys. If you did choose another pile, I will see you there. But other than that, I hope you guys have a beautiful rest of your day, and I will see you in the next reading.